Trustee Anselmo.
Here.
Trustee Berger.
Here.
Trustee Zalick.
Here.
Trustee Pruzaloni.
Here.
Trustee McCarthy.
Here.
Mayor Severino.
Here. Please stand and face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Their motion to approve the minutes of our April 21st, 2025 Village Board meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Trustee McCarthy, seconded by Trustee Guthrie. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Guthrie.
Aye.
Trustee Anselmo.
Aye.
Trustee Berger.
Aye.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee Pruzaloni.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
Well, tonight's a big night for us. We swear in 3 trustees to serve the next 4 years, and we're very fortunate to have our very good friend, Judge Robert E. Douglas, which lives in Carroll Stream and has been a friend of ours for many, many years. We had asked if he would swear him in. I think it's more appropriate that a judge swear in a trustee than the mayor swear him in. I think it's just more important to have him do that. So I think you pick who's going first. I guess it's seniority, would be Trustee McCarthy.
Can you raise your right hand? Repeat after me. I, Matt McCarthy,
I, Matt McCarthy,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and uphold the Constitution of the United States of America,
that I will support and uphold the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the ordinances of the Village of Carroll Stream,
the ordinances of the Village of Carroll Stream,
and I will faithfully discharge,
and I will faithfully discharge,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my abilities,
the duties of village trustee for the Village of Carroll Stream.
the duties of village trustee in the Village of Carroll Stream.
Congratulations.
I know.
Could skip him.
Can you raise your right hand, Jeff, and repeat after me? I, Jeff Berger,
I, Jeff Berger,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and uphold the Constitution of the United States of America,
that I will support and uphold the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the ordinances of the Village of Carroll Stream,
the ordinances of the Village of Carroll Stream,
and that I will faithfully discharge,
and that I will faithfully discharge,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
the duties of village trustee for the Village of Carroll Stream.
the duties of village trustee for the Village of Carroll Stream.
Congratulations. Raise your right hand, please. Repeat after me. I, James M. Guthrie,
I, James M. Guthrie,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and uphold the Constitution of the United States of America,
that I solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the ordinances of the Village of Carroll Stream,
the ordinances of the Village of Carroll Stream,
and that I will faithfully discharge,
and that I will faithfully discharge,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
the duties of village trustee for the Village of Carroll Stream.
the duties of village trustee for the Village of Carroll Stream.
Congratulations.
Judge, thank you very much for
Thank you.
swearing them all in. We really appreciate it. Next on the agenda is the recognition of Carol Cadle as the ILAC.
There was no fingerprints on it prior to me bringing it up. Now there is.
I stand before you to celebrate a remarkable achievement by one of our own, Officer Carol Cadle. On April 25th, 2025, Carol was honored as the Illinois Association of Chief of Police Officer of the Year. This prestigious award honors exceptional performance across various areas, including extraordinary valor, crime prevention, detective work, community relations, juvenile programs, drug control, training initiatives, traffic safety, and innovative public service approaches. This accolade is not just a reflection of her outstanding performance as a police officer, but also a testament to her unwavering dedication to crime prevention and community engagement. Carol has become an invaluable asset to both this police department and our community, which has earned her the respect and admiration of residents and colleagues alike. One of Carol's most commendable strengths is her ability to foster positive relationships to further a common good. In her role as the department's crime prevention officer, Carol oversees a remarkable team of over 75 police volunteers who collectively contribute thousands of hours annually to various community initiatives. Her innovative spirit has produced programs and partnerships such as the police department's blessing bags and search and rescue team to better serve those in need. These programs are in addition to her already lengthy duty requirements. This non-inclusive list includes Bassett instructor, CERT and CPA coordinator, DARE instructor, and liaison to the U46 and Benjamin District 25 school districts, to name a few. Carol's variety of hats showcase her dedication to serving and educating our community. Officer Cadle's dedication to community relations and crime prevention exemplifies the spirit of this award. Carol's outstanding effort has significantly strengthened our connection with the community, making our mission of creating effective and sustainable relationships with our residents more achievable for every officer in this department. This award serves as an inspiration for all of us to invest in and nurture the bond between law enforcement and the community we serve. I want to thank you personally, Carol, for your tireless work and dedication. We are grateful for what you do and proud to have you on your team. So, Board, I'm proud and honored to introduce you to the 2025 ILACP Officer of the Year, Officer Carol Cadle.
Thank you very much. I'm strangely nervous. You know, I usually don't get nervous talking in front of all of you. So first of all, thank you to the board. Mayor Frank, your personal and professional kindness to me is unmatched. You're unbelievable. You're great. You're so wonderful for this town.
Thank you.
All of our trustees, John, we spent many years on the road together. I appreciate that. Mary, you've been part of CERT volunteering for us for many years before I took over. I really appreciate you guys. Also, everyone here has gone through my CPA and or CERT class. I mean, you're now friends, right? You're basically honorary cops. Sort of.
They won't give you time.
Thank you to Bill. Obviously, Bill, you came over as chief. The first day we started together. It was your first day as chief. It was my first day in my role. You really allowed me to do what I wanted with the role and expand my programs, which I really appreciate. Thank you for being a great mentor for that. I work for an amazing community. So this community makes this award absolutely possible. This is not just me earning this award. This is this entire town. It is the most giving community I've ever seen. And we all know that. We all plug in different areas. One team, Carol Stream, right? But it's amazing. It's amazing what we can do all together and united. I'm just so impressed with it. I'm so impressed with everyone's commitment to this town and its citizens. I'm very impressed with my police department and my fellow officers. Very impressed. We have an outstanding promotion tonight, so congratulations to him. He's deserved it. You're going to be great. Everyone who supports what all my efforts are, and that's civilians as well. My hype guy, Dino, I mean, he does a great job. Tina, shout out to Tina. She does a lot of our work as well. She does a great job. I couldn't do it without all that help. Most of all, I'd like to say thanks to my husband, Steve. He's really supportive of everything I'm doing, all the weird hours I work, and I don't know, behind every successful person is a spouse rolling their eyes, right? So thank you for that. I love you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Carol, come back and do a picture with us.
Oh, yes.
When I grow up, I want to be just like.
Great honor.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3, look at me. Fantastic.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Okay. Next is a resolution number 3418 honoring Lisa Lake upon her 30th anniversary of employment with the Village of Carroll Stream Police Department. And Trustee Fruzzoloni asked if she could read that. And that was my intention, but she overwhelmed me. So Trustee Fruzzoloni?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Resolution number 3418, a resolution honoring Lisa Lake upon her 30th anniversary of employment with the Village of Carroll Stream Police Department. Whereas Lisa Lake was hired as a records clerk for the Carroll Stream Police Department on April 25th, 1995. And whereas Lisa Lake has been honored with several commendations during her career. And whereas Lisa Lake is responsible for a variety of critical tasks within the Records Division that ensure the efficient, professional, and compliant operation of the department. And whereas Lisa Lake consistently delivers exceptional support to both officers and members of the community by assisting with a wide range of records-related needs. And whereas Lisa Lake has been employed as a public servant for 30 years as a records clerk with the Village of Carroll Stream Police Department. Now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and the Board of Trustees of the Village of Carroll Stream on behalf of all former and present elected and appointed officials and residents of Carroll Stream that, Section 1, the services and dedication Lisa Lake provides to the Village of Carroll Stream and her accomplishments in the field of law enforcement are hereby recognized and commended. Section 2, Lisa Lake is wished the very best of happiness and health in her continued employment with the village. This resolution shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage, as approved by law, passed and approved on this 5th day of May, 2025.
Thank you.
Congratulations. I make a motion to approve Resolution 3418.
I second.
Moved by Trustee Fruzzoloni, seconded by Trustee McCarthy. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Guthrie.
Aye.
Trustee Anselmo.
Aye.
Trustee Berger.
Aye.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee Fruzzoloni.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
Now 30 years is official.
Well, not surprising, I have a few words to say. My 30 years, Mark, do you want to get the PowerPoint ready? So we can go over my 30 years. So as we come together to this meeting for many celebrations, I speak of my 30 years of employment with the Carroll Stream Police Department. I want to take a moment to express my heartfelt gratitude for all your support. It has been truly a blessing to work for all of you. This career is a selfless and demanding one. Our families have given up so much by our unavailability of not being home for holidays and special occasions. It does take a toll on every one of us. I want to thank you all for your support and understanding. Reflecting on our time together over the past 30 years, I feel an immense sense of appreciation for all of you. I am humbled by the fact that of the time that we have spent together. The employees of Carroll Stream Police Department have become a second family away from home. Like a family, we have had our ups and downs, but have always persevered, and things that occur have made us even stronger. It is evident that the commitment each one of you has made to this career is undeniable. Last but not least, may you all be safe and the rest of your years with Carroll Stream Police Department be filled with blessings, not just in terms of success, but also in the strength of all your relationships, especially with your families, employees, and serving the fine citizens of Carroll Stream. Thank you once again for your dedication and passion. And as Chief Don Cummings said to me, you are only halfway. God bless you all.
Glasses off.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Very good.
Okay, we're moving right along here. Next thing on the agenda is a proclamation recognizing May 11th to the 17th of 2025 as Police Week in Carroll Stream. And Trustee Zalik has asked if he could read that.
Honoring brothers and sisters of the Carroll Stream Police Department.
Absolutely.
Proclamation recognizing May 11th through 17th, 2025 as Police Week in Carroll Stream. Whereas in 1962, President John F. Kennedy proclaimed May 15th as National Peace Officers Memorial Day, and the calendar week in which May 15th falls as National Police Week. And whereas established by a joint resolution of Congress in 1962, National Police Week pays special recognition to those law enforcement officers and their families who have lost their lives in the line of duty for the safety and protection of others. And whereas since the first recorded death in 1791, more than 26,950 law enforcement officers in the United States have made the ultimate sacrifice and been killed in the line of duty, including 1,197 officers from the state of Illinois. And whereas the names of these dedicated public servants are engraved on the walls of the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial in Washington, D.C., and whereas 345 new names of fallen heroes have been added to the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial this spring, including 148 officers killed in 2024 and 197 officers killed in previous years. And whereas the service and sacrifice of all officers killed in the line of duty will be honored during the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund's 37th Annual Candlelight Vigil, which will be held on the evening of May 13th, 2025. And whereas Police Week honors the approximately 800,000 law enforcement officers currently serving in communities across the United States, including the 59 dedicated officers of the Carroll Stream Police Department. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Mayor and Board of Trustees of the Village of Carroll Stream on behalf of all elected and appointed officials and residents of Carroll Stream that May 11th through 17th, 2025 is formally designated as Police Week in Carroll Stream and publicly salutes the service of law enforcement officers in our community and in the communities across the nation. Proclaim this 5th day of May, 2025.
Do you have a motion?
Nope, don't need one.
Motion, okay. Thank you, Trustee Zalik. Next is a swearing in of Douglas Dutman as Police Sergeant. I get to do something.
Good evening, Mayor Savarino and esteemed members of the Village Board. As the police department seeks to fill vital leadership positions within our team, it is my distinct honor to present Officer Doug Dunneman for promotion to the rank of sergeant. Officer Dunneman has dedicated over 20 years of service to the Carroll Stream Police Department, devoting his entire law enforcement career to ensuring the safety and well-being of our residents. Throughout his distinguished career, he has held multiple key roles, including patrol officer, tactical detective, criminal investigation detective, ICAC investigator, lead homicide investigator, field training officer, and corporal. Each of these positions has equipped him with a wealth of experience and expertise, making him a trusted officer and a natural leader. What truly sets Officer Dunneman apart is his calm demeanor, exceptional emotional intelligence, and superior communication skills, even through that accent. These qualities not only foster trust and respect amongst his peers and the community, but also makes him a well-suited for the critical role in our policing agency, that of a first-line supervisor. His promotion will undoubtedly strengthen our agency's leadership and enhance our ability to serve the community effectively. Tonight, Doug is surrounded by support from his fellow officers, staff, and our partners from the Carroll Stream Fire District, even though they might have just quickly left for a call. He is joined by his wife, Carly, his son, Rowan, his father, Daryl, his mother, Angie, his mother-in-law, Debbie, and many other friends who are proud to celebrate this significant moment. Mayor, before you administer the oath of office, I'd like to invite Doug's son, Rowan, to present Sergeant Dunneman with his badge. This moment symbolizes a personal milestone for Doug and a testament to the commitment and sacrifice of family members who support our officers in their vital roles.
Wow, he beat me to it. I didn't even have to say it. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Douglas Dunneman,
Do solemnly swear that I will support and uphold the Constitution of the United States of America,
do solemnly swear that I will support and uphold the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the ordinances of the Village of Carroll Stream,
the ordinances of the Village of Carroll Stream,
and I will faithfully discharge to the best of my ability
and that I will faithfully discharge to the best of my ability
the duties of Police Sergeant in the Village of Carroll Stream.
the duties of Police Sergeant of the Village of Carroll Stream.
Dated at Carroll Stream this 5th day of May, 2025. Congratulations, Sergeant. This one we keep. You keep the one in the nice one. Thank you. Thank you. Few words?
Yeah, sure. Been waiting for it. So, thank you everybody for coming out. I appreciate the support. Since Don brought up my accent, and Tim's not here to defend himself, one of my first roll calls that I ran as a corporal, after it was over, Tim said,
I got one
"You
more.
talk like you can't read." It's funny, I laughed. It was like the funniest thing I heard that day. But the funnier part is that as a corporal, one of my duties is to verify and check reports. So anybody who's had a report kicked back, probably stop and think about that. I'll make this speech fairly quick. Hopefully, I know it's hot in here. Day shift guys want to get gone. The chief has a big day tomorrow, so I wanted to make sure that we get him out quick too. A little backstory. We started out in patrol together, but then for a short period we were in SOU, Special Operations, together, where we worked as partners, and then shortly after that he got promoted to sergeant and became my boss. So as as my boss in special operations, so the whole role of special operations at the time was narcotics investigations. So the point was informant development. So the goal was to go out, find people with drugs, arrest them, and then flip them on whoever their source was. We had two different methods, kind of, that we looked at. The first method that I just said was his preferred method. I like to go out, find people with drugs, let them go, thinking that they're going to come back when we meet on a later date, let them relax and kind of think about things, come back at a later date, discuss things, and then hopefully flip them onto their source. Don would come in after any time I came in and recovered drugs, he would come in and say, Doug, please tell me that there's somebody in handcuffs. And there wasn't. So he coined the term Doug's Hugs for Drugs. Still waiting for the t-shirt. I like this one-sided conversation. No method was right or wrong. They were both equal. So, where was I going with that? So, we had a relationship. We had a conversation one day in the sergeant's office at the time, and it was me and Don, and then Brian Cleaver, who was a sergeant at the time. And during one of our, I don't know what the conversation was about. It was probably something in regards to that. And I threw out the quote, I'm like, well, someday when I'm sergeant. And Don's reply was, the day that you get promoted is the day that Brian and I ride a unicorn to the moon for lunch. Safe travels. In all seriousness, I want to say thank you for the confidence and the trust, and allowing me to have this opportunity. To you and to the other admin who played a role in the promotion process to the board. I really look forward to it. It's an honor. There's a list of people I want to go through and give some thanks to. I'd say thank you to everybody, but that would take all day. So I'm going to start with my parents. I want to thank them for making a long trip from Florida to come to I don't come from a police background or a police family, but when I got hired 20 years ago and I was going to the academy, my dad gave me a cassette tape, and on it, when I was driving to the academy, I was listening. He said, "Just remember where you came from. Always be respectful to people, kind to people, because most of the people that you deal with when they're calling the police are probably having the worst day of their life." At 22 years old, that didn't click. So it took some practice, but that has benefited me not only in my career here, but in my whole life. And I've learned that it makes it way easier. The job is way easier if you can treat people with respect and be kind. And sometimes there's people who get under your skin, and it doesn't work. But I just want to thank you, because it's probably some of the best advice I got. I want to thank my mom, who I still call every day, either on my way into work or on my way back, depending what shift it is. Most of the conversations aren't revolving around work, but sometimes when I had a bad day or had a difficult situation, she's always there to listen. And she's always just told me, Doug, don't worry about things. Life happens while you're planning. So again, the advice that I got from my parents, I can't thank you enough. I couldn't ask for two better parents. The other advice that my dad gave me, starting from about the age of 10, was that you can marry more money in 10 minutes than you can make in a lifetime. I decided to invest. Long term is probably going to be better. So all the police officers that I work with, new officers, officers who've been here my entire career, officers who've left, went to other departments or retired, every single one of you has a positive effect on me every day and makes it so easy coming to work. And this is an organization, but this is also a family. And we spend almost as much time here as we spend with our actual family. So, and there's a lot of stuff that, we see on a daily basis that we don't want to take home to our families. So having the support of all the people we work with and around us, I appreciate it. I know everybody else appreciates it. This is a crazy job, and I'm going to leave curse words out of it, so it'll lack some emotion, but every day we come in here to keep monsters at bay. And there's not always monsters, but making a traffic stop at midnight, walking up on a car that has, tinted windows where you can't see in it, you never know what's going to be behind that door. And we do that every day. Sometimes not as many times as we're supposed to, but every day. And, yeah, every day. And we keep coming back. We never know when we come into work what we're going to face that day. You can be, sitting at the gas station, hanging out with your buddy, having a conversation about your family, and the next thing you know, you're getting called and you're fighting for your life. And everybody here, like a family, we bicker, we complain, but at the end of the day, we're showing up when somebody's calling for help. And I know sometimes it's kind of difficult. It's hard to step back and view the police department as a whole and what the mission is. And sometimes we get stuck, looking at ourselves as individuals. But at the end of the day, we're a team. And in this new role as a sergeant, I promise that your voices will always be heard. I look forward to working with you all and fostering an environment that's fun to come into every day where we get the job done. And I just look forward to that. Lastly, I just want to say thank you to my beautiful wife, Carly, my son, Rowan. They have to put up with long hours and a challenging schedule, miss a lot of lacrosse games or baseball games and birthdays, and they're always there to support me. I couldn't be where I'm at in my career if they weren't there to support me. My mother-in-law, whenever we need help, to watch over Rowan or whatever, when I can't get off work, she's always willing to come up. We had a pretty stressful year. And most people in here know what I'm talking about, but I couldn't have got through it without the support from my family. Our friend Hannah was, I missed, some days of work, but I would have had to miss a lot more if she wasn't there to help with Rowan and help with Carly. So I appreciate that. I appreciate the chief and the village and all the administration who never balked when I said I couldn't come in or I needed a day off. The only question they ever asked was, are you okay? Should you be here? So I appreciate that. And I'll end with just, I look forward to this opportunity. I look forward with working with everybody in this new role. Thank you for coming out.
You can fill in for me anytime. Now, before everybody leaves, now wait a second. Don't leave yet. Don't leave. Don't leave yet. Before the meeting started, it was kind of interesting because we'd never had this happen before. Chief Numrich asked me if I would mention Joe Ashton. Joe Ashton was a sergeant, I guess at the time that he was the chief here. I've been here for 18 years up here and 6 as a trustee, and I don't know Joe. I guess he retired in 1992, and he passed away, and just a moment of silence would be good. We've never done this before for someone that has passed away that far back, that has been here that far back. 1992 is a long time. I mean, but apparently it meant a lot to Chief Numrich, and Chief Numrich to me in this village is very special because I believe that he helped shape our police department to what it is today. He played a big part in bringing the right people in. And I want to appreciate that. So if we just have a moment of silence for Sergeant Joe Ashton. thank you very much for that, and thank you for stepping forward like that. We have two chiefs, ex-chief sailors in the back. I always say when I see people being here like 30 years, getting awards, promotions, and to see chiefs show up and retired police officers makes me feel good that we have all the right people in place, because good things happen for good people and good people follow good people. So thank you, and thank you all for tonight. Thank you. Now you could all go if you want to go.
Linda wants a picture, so we gotta take 5.
We're going to take a 5-minute break before we do get into the addresses from the audience. Under listening post, we allow 3 minutes for people to get up and speak about things that they'd like to talk about. Do we have any addresses from the internet?
We do not.
We do not. We have one from the audience, Yusuf Ahmed. Weren't you here not too long ago? Yes. Come on. Is this a new speech, or is this the same thing?
New speech.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Assalamu alaikum. Peace be upon you. My name is Yusuf. I'm here to hopefully clear a few misconceptions in hopes of us becoming less divided than we are today. If you are a Christian, you might say that Jesus, peace be upon him, is your God, who is not God of the Muslims. Well, how about considering the verse from Gospel of John, chapter 5, verse 30, where Jesus, peace be upon him, says in red letter, I can of mine own self do nothing. With all due respect, if Jesus, peace be upon him, as you say, is God, then how can he say that he can of himself do nothing? You might say that Jesus, peace be upon him, is a God 3 in 1 because you believe in Trinity, whereas Muslims do not. Well, in case you are not aware, the word Trinity is not mentioned anywhere in the Bible. You might say the reason why you believe in Trinity is because of the verse from 1 John chapter 5, verse 7, but you might be surprised to find that this verse was removed from the Revised Standard Version, revised by 32 Christian scholars. If Trinity were true, then why was this verse removed from the Revised Standard Version? You might say, based on the King James Bible verse, John 3, verse 16, that Jesus, peace be upon him, is a begotten Son of God, which Muslims do not consider him to be. Well, if Jesus, peace be upon him, is the only begotten Son, according to this verse, then how is David also a begotten son, according to Psalms chapter 2, verse 7? In case you haven't noticed, Bible has many sons of God: David, Solomon, Ephraim. As you look further, you would find that Son of God does not mean literally the Son of God, but rather those who are led by the Spirit of God, as mentioned in Romans 8:14, for as many as are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. So if you are a godly person, you would be a son of God. Using this criteria, Jesus, peace be upon him, was indeed a son of God, just like Adam was a son of God, as mentioned in Luke chapter 3, verse 38. This makes Jesus, peace be upon him, in the sight of Allah, the same as that of Adam, peace be upon him, which is also what Muslims believe. I end with the following verse from the Holy Quran, from Surah Al-Imran, chapter 3, verse 59, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, indeed, the example of Jesus, peace be upon him, to Allah is like that of Adam, peace be upon him. He created him from dust, then he said to him, be, and he was. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Is there a motion to establish a consent agenda?
So moved?
Second?
Moved by trustee McCarthy, seconded by trustee Frizzloni. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Guthrie.
Aye.
Trustee Anselmo.
Aye.
Trustee Berger.
Aye.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee Frusaloni.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, would you please read what is on the consent agenda?
Certainly. I just have to give this pen back to Attorney Rose.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Snagged it from you. Sorry about that.
Was that his pen?
It wasn't.
You must be a little personal about that, Ben.
Do we have to vote on that?
Sorry about that, Jim. All right, the consent agenda. Board and commission reports. Plan Commission Zoning Board of Appeals. M&T Truck Sales, 344 St. Paul Boulevard. Special use permit vehicle sales in the industrial district. Special use permit outdoor storage. Special use permit repair and service. Recommended approval subject to conditions 6-0.
Yes.
First Student, 220 Westgate Drive, special use permit training facility, special use permit outdoor storage, recommended approval subject to conditions 6-0.
Yes.
Staff reports and recommendations. Approval of trading in our current duty-issued firearms and purchase 75 Glock 45 9mm Generation 5 handguns equipped with the MOS Red Dot sighting system from Keesler Police Supply Company for a total cost of $42,748.25.
Yes.
Approval of the purchase of 3 2025 Ford Utility Interceptors from Curry Motors Fleet for $149,703 as authorized in Section 5-8-14L of the Village Code.
Yes.
Approval of a native plant management agreement with Bedrock Earthscapes LLC for $41,094 pursuant to the provisions of Section 5-8-14B of the Carroll Stream Code of Ordinances.
Yes.
Approval of engineering design services for the Fullerton Avenue Pavement Rehabilitation Project, Gary Avenue to Schmale Road, Design Supplement Number 1, in the amount of $67,559.
Yes.
Approval of the 2025 Flexible Pavement Project Contract along with Alternate 1 to Brothers Asphalt Paving, Inc. for a total cost of $2,141,980.68.
Yes.
Approval of a contract with HBK Water Meter Services, Inc. to perform large commercial and residential water meter testing and repair in an amount not to exceed $38,500.
Yes.
Approval of the purchase of large commercial water meter registers from Core and Main LP in an amount not to exceed $39,430 pursuant to the provisions of Section 5-8-3B and subsection 5-8-14C of the Carroll Stream Code of Ordinances.
Yes.
Award of a professional services contract to Western Illinois University in the amount of $40,000 pursuant to the provisions of Chapter 5, Article 8, Section 5-8-14F of the Carroll Stream Code of Ordinances.
Yes.
Ordinances. Ordinance amending the provisions of the Carroll Stream Code of Ordinances, Article 5 of Chapter 10 with respect to raffles.
Yes.
That is ordinance number 2025-05-16. Ordinance amending the provisions of the Carroll Stream Code of Ordinances, Article 5 of Chapter 15 with respect to sound amplifiers.
Yes.
That is ordinance number 2025-05-17. Ordinance approving special use permits for vehicle sales in the industrial district, outdoor vehicle storage and repair and service, M&T Truck Sales, 344 St. Paul Boulevard.
Yes.
That is ordinance number 2025-05-18. Ordinance approving special use permits for a training facility and outdoor vehicle storage, First Student, 220 Westgate Drive.
Yes.
That is ordinance number 2025-05-19. Ordinance amending Chapter 11, Article 2 of the Carroll Stream Code of Ordinances by increasing the number of Class V liquor licenses from 19 to 20. Nash Partners LLC doing business as Fozzies, 1021 Fountain View Drive.
Yes.
That is ordinance number 2025-05-20. Resolutions. Resolution authorizing the sale of vacant property located on Surrey Drive, Carroll Stream, Illinois, lots 75 and 79 in Park Hill of Quail Run subdivision.
Yes.
That is resolution number 3419. Resolution accepting grants of easement, lots 75 and 79 in Park Hill of Quail Run subdivision.
Yes.
That is resolution number 3420. Resolution accepting a grant of public water main easement and temporary construction easement, 520 East North Avenue, 104 South Schmale Road, 120 South Schmale Road, and 140 South Schmale Road.
Yes. Yes.
That is Resolution Number 3421. Payment of bills. Regular bills, April 22nd, 2025 through May 5th, 2025.
Yes. Yes.
Addendum warrants, April 22nd, 2025 through May 5th, 2025.
Yes.
Yes. And that concludes the items on the consent agenda, Mr. Mayor.
Is there a motion to put those items on the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by trustee Guthrie, seconded by trustee Anselmo. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Guthrie.
Aye.
Trustee Anselmo.
Aye.
Trustee Berger.
Aye.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee Fuzaloni.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
Is there a motion to put those items on the consent agenda by omnibus vote?
So moved.
Second.
By trustee Zalick, seconded by trustee Anselmo. Clerk, call the roll.
Trustee Guthrie.
Aye.
Trustee Anselmo.
Aye.
Trustee Berger.
Aye.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee Fuzaloni.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
Very good. Report officers, our newest trustee.
Yes, sir. Like to do a shout out to Julia and Greg Shorzy. There was a Great Western Trail cleanup that took place on April 26. I think that we're all involved in different projects and charities throughout our life, and this was probably one of the more smoothest, well-organized events. I know you're going from point A to point B, but I just thought it was really cool.
Thank you for
And what you guys did, and a lot of people were showing up for that. Also like to give a shout out to Jen Anselmo. She had organized a town center cleanup that was on 5/3 on Saturday. I thought she did a good job as well, organizing a lot of people and going around the pond, so it was just nice to be part of that group. And I just have one more thing I want to say. Congratulations to Carol Cadle, Officer Carol Cadle. I had the privilege of attending a CERT course with her, and I also did the Citizens Police Academy. And, you know, there's certain individuals that kind of stand out in their career, and she is definitely one of them. She didn't need to get an award to know that she already stood out. The way that she's affecting the people in Carroll Stream, her impact is just truly amazing, and it's an honor to see her get that award, and it's also an honor just to be with her in the Citizens Police Academy and in the CERT program that we had. And that concludes my report, Mayor.
Thank you, trustee Guthrie. Trustee Anselmo.
Thank you, Mayor. Trustee McCarthy, Trustee Berger, Trustee Guthrie, congratulations. You guys, you inspire me all the time. I'm proud that I can call you guys friends, but up here we'd work together. We don't always agree together, but we work together to make a better community. For sake of time, I could go on and on about each one of you, but I won't. To shadow what Trustee Guthrie said about Crime-Free Carroll, she's just an amazing person. The way she connects with the community. The National Night Out is just something that if anybody hasn't gone, it's a way for the police and the community to get together and just get to know each other in a more friendly way. So big congrats to Carol Cadle. Congratulations, Lisa Lake, for your 30 years of service. Congratulations, Sergeant Dunneman. And if you'll indulge me, if you can think about going to a job in 1975, maybe some of you haven't been around that long, but imagine going to a job in 1975 and working there still today. That's my mother. My mother, most of you know, is Mary Anselmo. She is with Colony Park Apartments. She's been the manager there since 1975. She's got no hints of retiring, which is just blowing my mind. As you know, the grass is greener, right? She's been on the Carroll Stream Parade Committee. She's been on the fire board. Just unbelievable. And I think it's why I'm here today, sitting here, is because of her inspiration to connect with the community. Colony Park Apartments is a senior facility for residents, and she probably could name every resident that lived there for the past 50 years. every apartment number, every phone number. She could probably tell you who lived where and when. And it's just, I could go on and on about her as well. But I bring that up because County Park is celebrating her 50th anniversary, May 15th. They're doing an open house from 9 to 3. You're more than welcome to show up, anyone. So, and my mom is not savvy enough to watch this on YouTube, so congratulations to her. Happy Mother's Day to all you out there. And on a somber note, over the weekend, my wife lost her dad unexpectedly. So keep my wife and her family in your thoughts and prayers. And that concludes my report.
Do you know, I followed your mother 29 years ago when I went on the fire board. Your mother was the one that came off, and I went on to follow her.
We blame her.
We I don't have as long a relationship as you have, but I go back 29 years. You have a
Amazing.
wonderful mother, wonderful father, and a wonderful wife,
Thank you.
and a good daughter, too. I like
Thank you.
Okay. Trustee Berger.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Trustee Anselmo, you forgot to mention who your mother's favorite trustee is, but I'll let that slide. I would also like to congratulate Officer Cadle. I took the Citizens Police Academy, and it was her, it was so well organized, and I learned so much, and I took it at a very interesting time, too. And when it was over, that's when she told us it was her first class that she taught. And I think everybody in that room who was taking the class, their jaws dropped, because you would have thought it was her 20th, because it was just so well organized. She was so smooth with it, and kind of like you alluded to, she's just that type of person that can take something, even if she's never done it before, and do it like a master class. So she was well deserving of that award, not just for that reason, but for probably 1,000 others. Congratulations to Lisa Lake and now Sergeant Duntman. For Trustee McCarthy and Trustee Guthrie, congratulations on being sworn in today. I do need to let you know, Trustee Guthrie, we don't get sworn in every month.
Okay.
Just so you know that. You'll have to wait another 4 years should you run again.
Okay.
So we don't do that every month. On a sentimental note, I just want to say that I'm honored to serve with all of you, and that includes the staff and everybody who reports to those here in the room. My first term, it was a learning experience more than anything. And I've come to realize 4 years later, and by the way, I can't believe it's been 4 years. I've learned, one of the things I've learned is that the learning never stops. There's always something new to learn. All of you are experts in your area, and we never will be. So there's always something new to learn. But it's been a learning experience. It's been inspiring. It's definitely had its challenges, as we've all learned. But there's been many rewarding moments, and I know there's going to be many more of those, and more challenging moments too, and a lot more to learn over the next 4 years. But I'm looking forward to it. Throughout my first 4 years, people would ask, would you run again? With being my first term, and even during some of the darker moments of those first 4 years, and I wouldn't hesitate. I would just say, oh, absolutely, I would, because it's such a rewarding experience. I know people think we get paid like $100,000 or $70,000 or whatever, and we love correcting them. But it's worth every moment, and I'm looking forward to these next 4 years. So I just want to thank everyone who has supported me and helped me along the way, which is everybody in this room and everybody connected to everybody in this room. Some of you know the story about why I ran, and probably have heard it repeated, but I first decided I wanted to run for local office back when I had a full head of hair, when I was in college and worked for a local newspaper down in the south suburbs. And was sent to go cover local board meetings. And nobody else my age probably even knew we had a local government or cared. But me being me, I found it interesting. And when I met my wife, who is here tonight, who's waiting across the street now, when we met, I told her someday I'm going to run for a local office, and I would repeat that to her once in a while in various conversations. And then when I left corporate world and had a little more time on my hands, and maybe I was approached by one or two people who are sitting up here with me to give me that final nudge. I told her, I think the next day, after talking to some of you, I said, I'm going to run for village trustee. And she looked at me shocked and said, "You are?" And I said, "I've been telling you this for like 2 decades, that this was an interest of mine." And she said, "Yeah, but I didn't think you would actually do it." So it shows, how much faith she had in me going up to that. But anyway, I wanted to thank everybody who supported me, and another inspiration that I had, a former village trustee in Homewood, Illinois, who is also a neighbor of mine who passed away years ago, George Wolf. This would have been back in the early 80s. He would help me understand what they were talking about so that I could write my articles for the Daily Southdown. But he was also an inspiration and helped me understand local government back then. And so I just want to thank everybody who supported me, and those who are up here who supported me. And last but certainly not least, my thoughts go out to Joe and Jen, and that concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Berger. Trustee Zalik?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'll be brief. First off, I want to congratulate Trustee Guthrie, Berger, and Matt McCarthy. I'm proud to serve on the board, and for at least another 2 years. I want to congratulate Carol Cato for a well-deserved Officer of the Year award. Congratulate Doug Dunteman on his promotion, and Lisa Lake on her anniversary. And I urge all Carroll Stream residents to, especially between May 11th and 17th, go up to a Carroll Stream police officer and thank him for his or her service. They work hours and holidays, overnights, and just thank them for their service, and keep our first responders and military in our thoughts and prayers. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Zalik. Trustee Frizzaloni?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Trustee McCarthy, Trustee Berger, and Trustee Guthrie, congratulations on your swearing in. It's an honor to sit up here and to serve with you guys. I'm looking forward to at least 2 more years, hopefully 4 more years after that. But congratulations to you guys. And thank you for all of your hard work. We've got a dream team up here, but we still have a lot of work to do, so congratulations. Congratulations to Carol Cato. Chief, you couldn't have picked a better officer. She represents our department exceptionally well, and I think having the room absolutely full tonight shows the dedication of the men and women that work for the police department, because they also came out for Lisa Lake for 30 years. That's amazing, and she has no intention of retiring, which is awesome. Love to hear that. And also for the promotion of Sergeant Dunteman. Again, it is a tribute when we get to see an entire packed room for the police department. That's quite awesome. Mr. Mayor, thank you for letting me read Lisa's resolution. Thank you. Lisa's special to me. When I was a volunteer during a blizzard in, I believe it was 2010, I was working in the records department. They needed some extra help, and she was training me how to answer phones, and we got to talking, and she said, "Did I hear something about you running for the village board?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to be running for the village board." I filed my paperwork. She's like, "You go, girl. If I lived in town, I would totally vote for you. Don't take any bleep from anyone." And I'm like, thank you, Lisa, that is very sweet. She's like, now get out of here because they're about to shut the roads down and you're not going to be able to get home. We're pulling the plows off the roads. There was over 2 feet of snow on the ground already. And I said, well, what about you? She's like, oh, no, I'm here until the early morning. She's like, you need to get home while you safely can. Otherwise, you're going to be with me all night long, too. So, like you said, she's got like the brightest smile of anyone that you know, the best attitude. So it was an honor to read her resolution tonight. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. This is a special weekend for all of us mothers who have special children that we brought into this world that do amazing things. So to all the moms and to the husbands out here, make sure you take very good care of your wives this weekend. Joe, my heart goes out to you and to Jen and to your family. There are no words that can describe what your family is going through. What I will say, it was an honor to meet your father-in-law when they came in for the Citizen of the Year dinner. So it was very nice to meet him, to talk with him. You could tell that he truly loves your family, you, Nugget, and especially Jen. So my deepest condolences to your family.
Thank you.
And with that, I will end my report.
Thank you, Trustee Frizzaloni. Well, 4 more years, huh?
Absolutely.
Let's hear what you got to say.
Of course, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Thank you for everything you do to make this world what it is. I'm going to agree with Trustee Zalick on, if you get a chance, thank a cop. It doesn't even have to be a Carroll Stream cop, but just thank a cop. They've been through so much in the last number of years, and all they do is show up to work every day hoping to get home safely while they're taking care of us and making sure we're safe. So absolutely thank a cop. Carol Cradle, the absolutely deserving award, congratulations. And Sergeant Dunman, congratulations. Good to see somebody else moving up, and it's a great group, and I love the support they have. It's fantastic. Lisa is always nothing but sweet. 30 years, wow. I wouldn't have guessed that. When that came up, I was surprised. So congratulations on that. Joe, of course, you know, Linda and I we feel for you guys, especially Jen. We also met her dad, and he seemed awesome, and all I know is that he seemed excessively proud of Jen and thought highly of you guys, so I'm very sorry. Both Jeff and Jim, congratulations. We got lucky that we didn't have a bunch of competition, but it was kind of fun working with you guys, you know, kind of talking back and forth and throwing ideas out, and it was fun, and that's the way it should be done. Because I think it would have been the same way had there been competition. That's the way we look at it. We don't take shots at people. This is what we do. And it's funny, tonight was the 7th time I was sworn in and the 6th time that I was elected. And only one person up here has been there the whole time, and that was Mayor here, from 2003 and then all the way through. But I have to tell you, it's every bit as much of an honor today as it was in 2003 or 2005 when I was actually elected to sit up here and represent the residents, businesses of Carroll Stream. We've always had a fantastic staff that literally makes our job much easier. You guys are awesome, every single one of you, and we all appreciate you every day. So again, it's an honor sitting up here with everybody here, and I'm happy to be here for 4 more years. And that's the end of my report.
Thank you, Trustee McCarthy. Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So I, too, want to congratulate you trustees, Trustee McCarthy and Berger and Guthrie. Thank you for serving. It's not an easy job to step up and serve, so thank you. And congratulations, Officer Cadle. She's wonderful. I'm so glad she got that award. Congratulations to Lisa Lake. I'm so happy she's not ready to retire yet. I mean, that's amazing that she's been here so long and has such a big smile on her face. And congratulations, Sergeant Dunteman. I loved his speech. It's so heartfelt. And I loved his interaction with his family and his fellow officers and the chief. It was a very positive experience to hear him talk. And also I want to thank Public Works for your help with the Great Western Trail cleanup, picking up our 12 bags of trash, and thank you, Trustee Guthrie and Trustee Anselmo, for helping out with that. And also, Trustee Anselmo, I wanted to thank Jen for taking over this year. Greg and I have done it the last few years, but his firstborn daughter just got married Friday in California, so we were in California for the weekend. It was a beautiful wedding, so I'd like to congratulate Greg and his daughter and her new husband, who's wonderful. And I just wanted to say to Trustee Anselmo that my heart goes out to you and Jen and her family. It's nothing like losing a dad, so our heart goes out to you. And other than that, I just want to say shop and dine Carol Stream.
Thank you. Mr. Rhodes, our village attorney.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. My report today is going to ditto, word for word, exactly what Trustee Zalick said this evening. I couldn't have said it any better. The only other items I have is Trustee Anselmo, my condolences to you and your wife. And finally, I think, Don, you're going to have to worry about how long your roll calls go when Sergeant Dunham.
Have to start a half hour early.
That's right. There may be a lot of overtime. And that's the end of my report.
Thank you, Mr. Rhodes. Mr. Homer, village manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Quick congratulations to the 3 trustees on being official, and of course, the police department employees for their recognition tonight, especially Sergeant Dunham for his promotion, and of course, my condolences to the Anselmo family. Last month, our dispatch agency, DUCOM, launched text to 911 services. So residents can now get emergency 911 service by texting, and a telecommunicator will respond. Cell phones using Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, and the Dish Wireless Network can text their location along with what happened on a call like that. Smaller carriers also use these networks should work, but folks that use those smaller carriers should check with that carrier to see if they in fact do work. And the only other thing I want to mention is May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and it's a good time to remind residents about the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. If you are in crisis or you know somebody in crisis, you can call or text 988 to access a live chat with a trained crisis counselor. And I also want to mention that May is one of 2 times during the year that our social services unit does outreach to the homeless population in Carol Stream. So they'll be heading out this month, I believe it's next week, trying to touch base with the homeless folks that they're aware of and check on them and see if they need anything, see if there's a way that they can extend a helping hand. It's the end of my report.
Thank you, Mr. Homer. Trustee McCarthy. Trustee Berger. Trustee Guthrie, glad to have you back for 4 more years. Trustee Guthrie will be our newest 4-year member. 30 years for Lisa Lake, better known as Lakers Lisa on Facebook. I love her. She's a sweet person, got the best smile on Facebook by far, and a great employee. 30 years and still willing to work, that says a lot. Joe, it was a pleasure to meet your father-in-law the night your wife got the award at the Big Citizens Award night. You could just see the gleam in his eye, how proud he was that night. We sat one table away from where they were. He never stopped smiling. He was happy. It was a time to spend together that probably we'll never forget, but I'm sure will burn in her heart forever. The picture she put on Facebook just made me want to cry when I saw it. The picture of her, I guess, in her wedding dress, and she was, yes, okay. And your family has become very special to me, your mother, your father, your wife, your daughter, you. Thank you for all you do. You're never alone, I want you to know that. Somebody mentioned tonight that they ran unopposed. Well, I'm going to give you my spin on unopposed. If we do our job up here and our staff does their job there, no one will run opposed because there will be no problems. It's everybody is on one page. We all think the same way. We think different in different ways, but we all, when it comes down to what are we here for? Everyone that works in this village is here to take care of the residents and the businesses. Everyone that sits up here is here to take care of the businesses and the residents. And as long as we can continue to do that as a team, and we all are willing to work together, there should never be anybody to run, because there'd be no reason to run. People run, and if you look at all the towns around us, we lost some good mayors for whatever reasons there was reasons and things that happened. We lost trustees, we lost seats in different townships. I mean, it was just a different type of an election. And if you look at the people that were knocked out, it's all this contentious, not getting along with each other and creating havoc. And then everybody comes in, and then you get people, and I'm not saying they're not going to be better. You're going to get people that are going to run that don't know what they're doing, that just confuse everybody. So that's why we have a smooth ship. This is a smooth running ship. And as long as we all work together, and I want to dwell on that, we all work together and support the police department, public works. I mean, our police department works closer with the fire department than we ever had before. Thank you for that. Every community development, our IT department. I look at what we have here, everybody. All of you do your job, and we have one of the best-run, fine-tuned villages in DuPage County. And I'm proud to say that. I'm the mayor, but I could never do this without all of you. And that's what the teamwork comes in, and that's what it's all about. So with that, I mean, I'd like to wish all the mothers happy Mother's Day. Enjoy your families. You never know. We're living proof of what's happening. I got neighbors that are having strokes and neighbors that are having heart attacks, and it's just, I've never seen things, this like just bad thing after bad, but everybody steps up to help everybody. And tonight to see that many police officers come and 2 chiefs come, and a chief to come in, and when I said that, he was a chief, I think, that helped shape this village, the police department. Back then, I mean, today it's different, this is high-tech stuff, but he was a hands-on chief. He sat on our police board for a long time afterwards. He's at everything that he comes in. For him to come to me and ask me to mention the sergeant's name meant something to me that I've never had that happen before. So to me, it was special to him. We talked about it a little before and said, going to do that. So I want to thank Chief Numerick for doing that. He cared about his police officers, the sergeant, his whole command staff, and he cares about this town still to today. And that's why this town is what it is, because of people like that. One more thing. People ask me all the time, why do you live in Carroll Stream? Because of the people. That's the reason that I live here. I'll never forget that any other way. It's the people that live here. It's contagious. They all help each other. They all care about, truly care about each other, not on the surface and then walk away and talk about them. They care about them. That's why we raise so much money. That's why the bags tournament did another record year this year. That's why the food drive did another record year. I can keep going on and on and on. It's about the people in this town. And that's where we're all good at working with the people. So with that, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by trustee McCarthy, seconded by trustee Frizzaloni. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Guthrie.
Aye.
Trustee Anselmo.
Aye.
Trustee Berger.
Aye.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee Frizzaloni.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Meeting's adjourned.
Across the street, stopping by.